All right, guys, welcome back to another interview on mmaunhinged. Today, I'm once again joined by Harry Hardwick. How's it going?
It is going fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know you got a fight this Saturday. It's coming up close. 4 days now.
Yeah.
So
pretty
that's
normal.
pretty much pretty much good segue into my next question. Is how you feeling right now? Obviously, so close to the fight.
Pretty normal, to be fair. It's just you've had when you've had so many fights, it's like there's no point getting myself fucking worked up or nervous or anything now. Like, what's the fuck? I'm sat in my bed. I was playing my PlayStation, which unfortunately I can't play from my bed. But yeah, I'm just chilling.
Most importantly, what games were you playing though?
I've been playing it. It's a little indie game called Fury from 2017, I think. So it's basically what it is it's just boss fights. So it's like, yeah, it's hard, it's hard as shit. Kind of like a shmup, kind of like hacky slashy type thing. Just boss fights, very sort of like almost like neon cartoony art style, absolutely banging soundtrack. Like if you're never going to play it, just like go on Spotify and just go Fury soundtrack. It's all this fucking like synthwave shit because it was just an indie studio that didn't have like a lot of money or resources, so they didn't actually have like a music department. So they were just like, "Oh, we like these artists. Can we just get them to make like a track for each boss?" And then like, so this is me getting way off topic, but like the bosses have multiple phases, and then the music changes depending on the phase of the boss. It's a sick game, and like I don't know when they brought it out, but they brought out like another character thing. It's a very like gameplay wise, it's quite simple, but you know they brought out another character which adds a little bit to it. But you know, I still prefer the simple OG character, but it is what it is.
No, it's good because obviously I play PlayStation as well, but I'm more into like a different genre. Would I say I'm more into like the FIFA, the Call of Duties. I like my story games. I don't know if you played The Last of Us or I just played one recently. What was it? Until Dawn. I like them sort of story games.
Yeah, see, I'm one of the people who hates The Last of Us. Like, I remember because I don't like force. That's one thing I fucking don't like about Fury is the downtime between boss fights is literally just a force walk, which is kind of shit. But if you just press X, the walk just happens, and you can just let go of the controller and go on your phone. But I hate forced walks in video games. They're like the worst shit ever. And it's like The Last of Us manages to cram like an hour of forced walks into the first 2.5 hours of gameplay. And then I remember because the plot was very cliched, and I was like, when you first start looking after Ellie, I remember saying to myself, if the reason I'm looking after this little girl in this fucking apocalypse is because she's immune to the apocalypse virus, I'm turning it off. And then I did, and I found that that's what it is, and I was like, fuck this. Just I'm not subjecting myself to this anymore.
So I don't want to ask you. You haven't tried the second one then?
No, the second one's got even more force walks in. Apparently, they crammed way more shit in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you play, have you played? Well, I presume not, but if you play DayZ, I presume you'd hate that too because that's literally a walking simulator.
Yeah, I like my action games and I like my horror games. So it's like I feel like early 2000s, late 90s Capcom essentially influenced my tastes on video games forever.
Yeah, well, so that's a little video segment. Again, we could probably go on forever, but I want to keep it flowing nicely. So I topped on it before we went on air. Obviously, you're fighting in Northern Ireland. I just want to quickly ask you when you fly out.
Thursday afternoon, so short flight from Teesside Airport, which is nice. I think because I initially asked for Newcastle Airport, and I do think the flights were actually way cheaper from Newcastle Airport. But then I was like, hang on, what's the fucking point? Teesside Airport. Like that, do you know? Like it's such a shit small airport. Even if you're from Teesside, you forget it exists. But the flight times are way better as well. Like if it was Newcastle, I'd have had to get to the airport at 7 on Thursday, like 7 a.m. And then I'd have been flying early-ish in the morning, the day after the fight, which is a pain in the ass. Whereas with the Teesside Airport flights, it's Thursday afternoon, cushy, and then don't have to set off till, well, the flight home doesn't leave until 10 to 8 in the evening. So get like enjoy some time in Belfast, even if it's just a little bit during the day, and then back home for George's training. Really,
Yeah, I was. My next question was if you were going to stay longer and if you had anything planned after the fight.
like I do want to. There's a bit of me that wants to stay a bit longer because my girlfriend and a few of her friends are staying the Sunday night as well. But I need to get back for George's training essentially. Like, I was strength and conditioning gyms in Washington, and George doesn't have a fucking driving license yet. So
Was that a little bit of a dig at him?
yes, it was.
That was brilliant. So obviously we go back to Northern Ireland. Obviously fighting the Irish crowd. Is that something that you're looking forward to? Obviously.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it'll be weird because I'm fighting an Italian gadge. Like I don't know, the Irish seem to like me and George. I don't know if that's just a crack thing. I don't know, but like I feel like we'll get a bit of a hometown pop, despite being not like too much of it. I don't think they'll be fucking like roaring for me and all that shit. But yeah, it seems fun. Yeah, I mean, at the end of it, like when I'm in there, I probably won't care.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously moving over to the matchup itself, you've said this in other interviews, but how much do you think, the experience factor between you and I'm so bad at pronouncing it, but I'm going to go Pasquali.
Federico Pasquali.
Pasquali. There we go. That was perfect. You should be, what were they called when they go to the airport and they get interrogated and they have to get the person in the middle?
Interrogate?
I
What?
can't remember. They get him on like a little phone.
You a translator?
Maybe.
No, a negotiator?
Something like that. Anyway, let's get back to that. How much do you see the experience factor from obviously you? Obviously, he has 7 fights and you're 8 wins and 3 losses. But if you look at the competition he's for and the competition he's for, it's very you can see the difference. But how do you see that playing a factor on Saturday night?
I mean, I just think the longer the fight goes, the more he's going to struggle. I think like just if plan A doesn't work, what's plan B? What's plan C? How well drilled is plan B and plan C and all that kind of stuff. And then I just think like yeah, I just gonna kick fuck out of him. No, I think it will play a factor. I can't just assume it will. Like I've just got to fight the best I can fight, but I feel like it will.
And in his last fight, he did make his Cage Warriors debut, which he described, I've seen on a previous show, as his best win. But, I see you saying that obviously Paul McBride wasn't the best of himself that night. What have you took from his last performance against Paul?
Well, it's just like he seems to be, because he was a bit more wild in his fights before that, and he seems to be trying to like he straightened his shots up a little bit. But I feel when he gets tired, he'll go back to being wild, and then that'll make him even tireder. Paul did give him space to work as well. Like Paul let him fight and give him thinking time, whereas I'm not giving him thinking time. Like he's not getting any thinking time from me. He's going to be forced to work and forced to like fight almost. Well, obviously, fight almost. We're having a fucking professional fight.
And then with a win over Pasquali, that puts you four in a row, and obviously a step closer to that eventual title shot. Once Hughes and Vucenic sort out their business, do you think like a performance over Pasquali could, implement, a title shot after this one?
Yeah, so the Hughes and Vucenic situation is very weird anyway, because like Vucenic seems to be sitting out in the hopes of UFC contract. I'm not sure how long his Cage Warriors contract has left. Hughes is injured, and I don't know how badly. And then you've got fucking Gorilla and Hendon, and Petley and Aimable all fighting. So the featherweight division, it's a fucking like, it's this jam at the top. And I feel like, say, if Vucenic does go to the UFC and there's just there's that moment where the belt's vacant, there'll just be this fucking flood, and it'll almost be like whoever had the most impressive last performance, whoever's the least injured. It's going to come down to that kind of thing.
And then on Saturday night against Pasquali, how do you see this performance going? How do you see getting your hand raised?
Well, he is a black belt. The last time I fought a jiu-jitsu black belt in MMA was my second MMA fight, and I got kind of like dominated in the first round, but then he gassed trying to submit me, and then I knocked him out. But I don't want to get dominated this time, so I think this time what I'm going to do is rear naked him with my right arm.
So Pacific, I love it. And then just quickly before I let you go, I want to talk a little bit about your brother, obviously George, fighting for a title in July. How much would it mean for you brother to get it done, obviously, for the vacant lightweight championship?
It would be nice. Yeah, I'd be pleased. I'd be chuffed for the little fella. Yeah, it'd be good. It'd mean I think the goal is for both of us to have belts and then beyond, if you get me. But yeah, it would be good just having him fight this fucking blonde John Fitch character.
And obviously have a champion from obviously little known Middlesbrough, so that would be good.
Yeah, well, that's another thing as well. It's like, this fucking boring cunt George is fighting is from American Kickboxing Academy. He's from AKA. He's from the same gym as fucking DC, Velasquez, Khabib, Makhachev, all this. I suppose I should mention Rockhold. Whereas we're just, there's only 2 pro fighters in our gym, and they're both called Hardwick. And this little small gym above Boots in Linthorpe Village in Middlesbrough, gonna smash fuck out of him.
Well, at least you're sorted for medication.
Yeah, but it shuts by the time the classes start, so...
And obviously, if he does win, as you talked about there, it'd be nice to have both of you fighting on the same event. I think that would be cool, having the both Hardwick brothers co-headline an event. But obviously, you both fighting for a championship. I think that'd be cool.
That would be a lot of work. Yes, that would be really cool.
Or even, the Cage Warriors like to have a double header show, on the Friday, then the one on the Saturday. That would work.
That would also be a bit of a pain in the ass. It would be a pain in the ass, but it would be very cool. So it'd be like weighing up whether it's worth how much of a pain in the ass that would be.
Yeah, because you have fought on shows together. I think, if I'm correct to say, in the last 2 shows, you fought on the same one as George.
Yeah. So it was like, well, 3 of the last 4 have been on the same one as George. Yeah, like, I am personally not as keen on it. I am much more connected to my emotions than George, who can be a bit of a fucking robot, and I don't like it. I don't know. It's distracting, whereas George, it doesn't faze him too much. So it's like that is a thing, though. It's like those last 2 performances, wins. I wasn't my best because of that. I'll throw that out there for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, we're going to see a much sharper Harry this weekend.
So is it harder for you to watch, obviously, your brother than actually perform?
It is all right. Sorry,
Are you getting a call?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. The audio just slow down a little bit.
I'll just quickly.
There we go. We're sorted.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Where's it gone?
I can still hear you.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was very professional of me. She'll be fuming that I fucking declined that call, but okay. But yeah, it'll be nice not having to fight on the same show as George. I do get a bit more nervous. I don't know. It's weird. The nerves normally melt within the first like couple of seconds of when he starts fighting. But yeah, like it's just I like him in my corner. So whoever's fighting second doesn't corner the one who's fighting first, and it's just it's just one of them.
And then obviously, I know he's got preparing for a fight, but he will be out there with you in Northern.
Yeah. So it's like he's been training quite hard, like sort of like extra hard the first half of this week. So then he can use Ireland as a bit of a rest. And then
catching up for lost time, etc.
Yeah, just like having a little bit of a rest in that.
And then the last one on George, I know you're probably sick about talking about him, but how does he get it done against Kyle?
So Kyle is a proper John Snitch crotch fisher, John Fitch crotch sniffer. George is going to flip the script. George is going to sniff his. Text doing an interview. Sorry about this.
No, it's good. It's good.
Gonna have to get your editing tools out.
Hello.
Right, hello. Sorry about that. There'll be a little fucking cut in there.
I don't want to get you told off, but anyway, just quickly, obviously, how does George get it done? You talked about how he's gonna sniff his crotch.
Oh yeah, he's gonna proper sniff the guy's crotch. It's going to be 5 rounds. It's going to be the most boring title fight in Cage Warriors history. George is going to be all up in Driscoll's crotch, and there's going to be nothing he can do about it.
And then you've gave a lot of praise to your wrestling coach, Abdul Muhammad, so obviously he played a massive part.
Yeah. It's like fucking Driscoll's got a Khabib, but we've got an Abdul Muhammad, so fuck him.
And then last question, what song do you listen to before you fight? What really gets you going?
So, like, I don't have a specific one. I mean, like, songs that really get me going, fucking Bury the Light from the Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack. Yeah. But I don't really like sit and listen to something before the fight. I'm entering to Thunder Rising by Gary Moore on Saturday because I'm not fighting an Irish guy. And Gary Moore's from Belfast, and he's arguably one of the best guitarists that's ever lived. So, got to walk out to that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Harry. It's been an absolute pleasure. I wish you the best of luck this Saturday. I'm sure you're going to smash it and bring home the W.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.